Hello, fellow mini shogi tragics. It's Tori here again. As I mentioned in my last video, I wanted to do a step-by-step reconstruction of a game with Diamante, the big boss. Now, this guy really is a level above. I mean, he does get beaten now and then, but his win-loss record is way above anybody else in the mini shogi on Little Golem. And he just seems to be very good at a very high rating in chess. He plays Go on the side. He plays lots and lots of abstracts. And what sets him apart also is that pretty much everybody who, starts playing mini shogi, unless they've been playing it a lot somewhere else, but you start off and you're not that good and you get beaten a lot and you get absolutely whipped by the top players, and then you start to improve and your ranking. They've actually got a graph that shows your ranking. Your ranking starts to go up, and you occasionally might beat one of the top players, or you might become one of the top players. But he became one of the top players right from his first game. He was beating the top players immediately, and he plays with very creative, different sort of moves. So anyway, I'm going to show you a game that he played against Galdian from Poland. Now, Diamante is from Spain. Galdian will be down this end, and we'll have the first move, and Diamante is up that end. I got out another board I made years ago, a very large mini shogi board. I got a bit carried away with this one. Again, cracking in the varnish. I've got to sand this back and revarnish it at some stage. I was getting into the mother of pearl inlay a lot with this one, and probably went a little bit overboard. But anyway, thought I bring it out for this game. So, like I said, if you like these games of mini shogi, check out Little Golem. And it's not just mini. I think it's hundreds of games it's got on there, hundreds of abstract games, and it's like I've never seen a site with so many variants of shogi on there. And it's also got the Tori shogi, the bird shogi, which is a very old variant of Japanese chess. Very unusual, crowded board with swallows and eagles and falcons and things like that. It's a very interesting one. So, yeah, check it out. The players are friendly, and if you like abstract games, that's the place to go. Okay, so first few moves are pretty standard. Galdian moves gold. Diamante silver. Silver moves gold. And this opening is favoured by a lot of players, getting the bishop in the middle there. And so you'll see they both do the exact same opening there. And then Galdian comes back here. When I do this sort of thing, it usually means I'm sort of wanting them to initiate an exchange or something first. Diamante comes across with the king. And Galdian comes across to this central file with the rook. And Diamante moves his rook here. Now this, I always used to like getting my rook down on this file here, because later in the game when things open up, you can, if this king remains here, it can get boxed in, and you can drop in there and checkmate it, especially with a gold drop. For those who haven't watched before, little lightning bolts can go as far as it wants. So that's a bishop. Rooks that's a rook, and dots are only one move in those directions. Pawn is a bit different to the pawn in chess. It moves forward and it captures forward, and that's all it does. However, when it gets to the last rank, it does become a gold general. Okay, so let's see what happens next. Straight up the pipe, Galdian makes a very attacking move. Oh no, it's not a promotion, sorry. So captures the bishop, and Diamante would either capture with the gold or the king, and captures with the gold. Okay. Galdian drops straight away, attacking that gold. Now will Diamante simply exchange? Let's have a look. No. Diamante moves here, but it's a good move because it's covering the gold that way, and it's putting pressure down here near the king. Galdian takes that gold, and I would imagine that Diamante, yes, would capture back with the silver. Okay. Galdian drops the gold right in the center. Diamante takes it. And yeah, I would have done that. Taken that silver with silver. Now, this looks really open here. And Diamante doesn't worry about doing this. And like I said before, this can be a strength, having protection around your king, but it also, your king can get boxed in there and get checkmated. So I didn't mind too much having my king a bit open like that. And Diamante does a lot, and he does it very well. But at the moment, this is one away from checkmate. That's going to be checkmate, that drop. So Diamante will know that. And what does he do? Yeah, he drops gold general there to cover those squares. So Galdian drops silver there. And yeah, this is the sort of drop I used to like. I used to love dropping the rook down on this last rank. It pins the whatever piece is there. So at the moment it's pinning that that bishop there. Okay, so Galdian can see this threat and comes back with the silver to attack that rook, and the rook is really trapped except for that square. Now, this was the really interesting part of this game. This is what why I selected this one. So, you know, the obvious thing for most players would be but they'd be worried about this rook being taken and going a piece down and a powerful piece down. But he does this. Okay, so captures that gold. And at the moment, we've got two rooks that could be taken. I mean, he has got a gold for that rook, but this rook he's going to get nothing for it. And this is not check at the moment. So, yeah, I know I'd just take that. Or, I mean, you'll see that it's a little bit different, but actually what Galdian does is better than what I would have done. He comes up, takes this pawn, but have a look. It's check on the king, but got connection to that bishop. So this king's going to have to run. So Diamante runs this way. And now he's got a pawn. Whereas if he went straight and took that before, he wouldn't have had a pawn to drop. So the logical thing there is to take that. And if you look at this one, he would have worked out that if he takes this rook, takes there, then we've got, let's have a look. We've got a gold drop there. And the problem is these pieces are covered by this rook, so no choice but to go there. Silver drop, checkmate. Okay, so you would have seen that's not an option. So where am I? That was there, that was there. Okay, so he knows that that's not an option, so he takes this one. And this is the winning drop. Okay, so we've got like an X-ray attack on the king there. So you can see that it's all over here, really. Well, let's see how Galdian tries to get out of this. He knows that, you know, if this takes there, that's going to promote to a dragon king, which is a combination of a rook and a king. And it's going to open up check there. And then even if king takes there, gold drop for checkmate. So it's a really bad situation. So Galdian drops here to try and do something about this bishop. And the way Diamante handles that, I'll just check that these are the right moves. Oh, wait a sec. Yeah, there's that. Okay, so yeah, he actually moves the rook back here to discover a check there. And let's see. Yeah, resignation time. So why did he resign? Well, there's really the only thing to do here is drop that pawn, and then it's checkmate anyway, protected by the rook. So we can see there that this can be a problem, being stuck in this corner. And I think that's part of the reason Diamante often plays with this sort of floating king type thing. I just want to, I'm going to step back to a part of back a few moves. And because I've run through this game a few times, and I just feel there was one thing that Galdian could have done to turn the tide on this game. And let me just find where that move would have been. Okay, so we'll just get them back in place how they were. That was there. That was there. That was there. Where was this one? Oh, yep. That was there. That was there. That was there. And we've got a pawn drop. Oh, no. Oh, a sec. No. Oh, I've stepped back too far. Sorry. Okay, that was that point there. So, okay. So, it was where that had gone there and taken the pawn and checked the king up here, and the king come down here. Okay, so I'm in the right spot of the game now. So, can you see, and if I've analysed this right, I may not have. Let me know if I haven't. Instead of taking this obvious, getting this rook, what's the move? And this is what I think would have been the way to go. Okay, so I'm going to say this was the move. Dropping that pawn there, covered by the silver general, and checking the king. The king will have to run, and maybe he'll run there. Okay, but the important thing of this is that it stopped that move, that X-ray attack on the king that just led to a checkmate. Here again, it's protected by the silver. It'll be quite interesting to play this game on from this position, but unless I'm missing something, and of course, if this rook comes down and promotes to a dragon king, nothing's protecting it. The problem was, in the other scenario, was that when it moved down, a check was discovered from the bishop, and that was the big problem. So I think that was the move to make. And mini shogi, you know, it's like that. A really good move can you can be in a bit of trouble and you can just find a really good move there that's going to change the game. And I think that would have been the one. But let me know if I'm wrong. I'm probably missing something here, but that's what I felt could have been done at that situation. So this is an example of two very, very good players, and my favourite, Diamante, showing how it should be done, how really high standard mini shogi. I hope you've enjoyed it. And those of you that haven't played any shogi, any variants at all, mini shogi is a good one to start on. The games this was a 30 move game, this one. That's fairly typical, but the games end in 10, 15 moves, and they can stretch out to, there have been some games on Little Golem, I think up around the 70 move, but that's very unusual. And there's one that I'm thinking of doing, a big 71 mover between Diamante and Takadori from Japan. And Takadori, I believe, he plays the normal 9x9 shogi. He's I think a pretty high level player. I think mini shogi's more bit of fun for him, but he is a quality player. And they had a big 71 move battle. I won't say who won, but I think that might be a good one to reconstruct. A lot of moves, a lot of creative good moves from both players in that game, and it ebbed and flowed. It was a really, really good game. So that could be my next one. Okay, I better go now, and thank you for watching again. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.